Welcome back to the Journey of the Abandoned House, episode 19. I just want to take a minute real quick to thank all of you for watching this video. If you're new to my project, my name is Sean, and if you're one of the loyal followers, man, thank you. I really appreciate you guys following me every week to see how the progress is going. And if you guys have any comments at all, please feel free to throw a comment down below, and I'd love to answer your questions. For this week, well, maybe the first question you might have is, why did I just crawl out of that hole? We'll get to that. We will. But what we did do is we worked on the exterior walls because I'm trying to get this thing ready for spray foam that is hard scheduled, and I'm trying to meet with some sheetrockers and get them hard scheduled as well. So I need to stay ahead of those guys. Well, let's show you what I've done. As you can see here, I'm standing in front of a blocked out section that's ready to receive a window. We have our header here, our jack, our king, our little cripples up top, cripples down below, and she's all set. What we need to talk about is how I got to this point, what I went through to get here, and how much you just constantly have to dig deeper in order to make a project like this happen. Quarter. Mark the location. I then put the crayon mark on the side of, or where the stud will be, and that just helps me locate everything. So those two will be full-size studs. You work your way down. They're just more the same, really. Except that won't be a full-size stud, that'll be a cripple. Mark down the C. 63 1/4. That. 79 1/4. That. C. Those are all cripples. And then we're back onto layout. Now, typically, your stud work will actually be on layout for the exterior of the building. For whatever reason, this one's on layout for the interior. So I'm taking advantage of it. I've installed new windows in the eat-in kitchen area. Now, as you saw before, in this front bedroom and in the kitchen area, I've been leaving the window openings plywooded over or planked over. The reason why I installed these windows is because once I had this all open and then I had to block it off overnight, it became really dark in this space. And in order to work, I like to have as much light as possible. So I went ahead and just installed the windows. And it makes, when you pull up to a job site and you have a little bit of curb appeal, and I mean a little bit, it does make it nicer to go to work. So I installed them, they're all set, and this is what I went through to install them. So as you saw, I had to open up the opening a fair bit in order to get these windows to fit. And that is because when I ordered the windows, I ordered windows that would fit, well, a stock window that would fit the opening as much as possible. And the original rough opening, or RO, goes from here all the way down to here, and then from this stud here over to this stud here. So I had to leave one stud in here, or I moved it, and then put a little bit of blocking down there, and that's what it took to fit the window. And for me, I really like the aesthetic of the older homes with the big long windows. And this is the closest I could get without doing a custom order window. And that's why I went with that. So the last project for the week, I think is the best. Let me show you. Well, what do you think? We have a new front door. Well, new to us. I have to thank the customer of mine, Jake, for, well, hiring me to remove this door out of his house and install a new one. And I said, well, if I have to pull a door that really is in pretty good shape, why not put it in Frankie? So I've been holding on to it ever since. And here she is, fully installed. And, you know, setting this door in, the actual install, the actual door was not a big deal. It went in like a glove. But getting the framing to accept it, now that was another story. Welcome back to Digging Deeper with Sean Duane. So, as you saw, I was reframing this entire wall. And let me show you why I had to. You see the large gap here? And the small gap here? This is direct evidence of the cure porch. Like I mentioned before, they're designed to shed water, and this is how they do it. But the problem with that is this was where the front door location was right here. And you come up all these steps, they're roughly 7 inches high. And you come to here, especially over here, they're 11 inches high, so 4-inch difference. That's way out of code. Code is 3/8 of an inch difference throughout the entire span of the staircase. 4 inches, no bueno. So what I'm doing is I'm going to lower this entire floor system and create a sunken mud room is what you're going to end up having as a finished product. But what I have to do is I have to reframe the exterior wall first, and then I can rehang the floor. At least in my particular scenario. I'm not saying that's how it's done every time. But for me, in this scenario, this is how I'm doing it. So reframe the front wall, and then most likely tomorrow I'll rip this floor out and start framing it. But I just want to make sure you guys saw why I'm going through all this trouble and how the finished product's going to end up. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, throw a comment down below. And I've got a little favor to ask. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, pow, or the comment or subscribing, it lets YouTube know, hey, Sean's doing something pretty fun down there, and I enjoy it. Maybe some other people will enjoy it. And that's how it gets spread, is just from you guys interacting with my channel and the project. So with that said, oh, hold on, the hole in the floor. I didn't tell you about the hole in the floor. The reason why I crawled out of it at the beginning of the video, well, the front door, it used to have a pretty janky handle on it that was lockable, and I locked it every night, but I also screwed the door shut as well, because honestly it was pretty easy to break into. And there was no deadbolt in it, and I didn't want to take the time to install a deadbolt and all that, so it was just easier to screw it shut. And I'm tossing the door anyway, it's not in very good shape. And so in order to get out of the building, once I put a 2x4 across the new front door, I had no way of getting out. So cut a hole in the floor so that I can leave at the end of the day and come in at the beginning of the day. Pretty simple. But anywho, if you're interested to know where that door came from and the other door that's in the basement that we did when we did the siding on that side of the building, you can check out that one. And if you're just interested in continuing the journey, right there. All right, I'll catch you guys next week and fill you in what I'm doing the coming week.